Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver and today we are going to be reviewing some tournament games. These are games 1 through 3 of day 1 of the July monthly tournament that happened this weekend. Yeah. So let's just get into this. My first match or my first game of the day was on coverage. So this was all on Twitch. And historically, I have a very poor record when playing on coverage, so that's something to consider when going in. Yeah, so I think that my first couple picks here are fine. This seems like it's a little bit awkward just because the only thing I really want in this shop is Mad Mim here. But I think it's still worth to lock them in with the Black Cat. Also, I want to say I am running a giveaway for a Super Pan bundle. My second of 3 giveaways. So just leave a comment and you'll be entered into the draw for the Super Pan bundle. And I'll be doing the draw on August 5th. That's Friday. So any comments between now and 11:59 p.m. on August 4th will be entered into the draw for the second Super Pan bundle. All right. So yeah, we win our combat against Has No Name 2 there, the eventual winner of the tournament. We get like a sort of an awkward shop here. We're just gonna take Donkey and Unicorn. I don't think there's anything else really. Like I think like these picks pretty so far have been very obvious, if unexciting. A little unfortunate to not be able to pick up any pairs early, especially when we're Horde Dragon. And I think I like this this setup here. Alright, I switched it while I was during the cut there. But yeah, we come up against the Fates player who has tripled their baby root, or their happy little tree, and gotten some. It looks like they've gotten a couple Book of Heroes slays off of it. So that thing was very large and destroyed our board pretty handily. Taking golden damage this early. Being at 28 on 3.1 is not great. We do pick up a pair. We get a Mim. I think maybe I should have taken that Cinderella, but we roll and we find a pair of Princess Peeps here. And with the 2 Mims, I like Princess Peep because the tokens can fill across on the in front of the Mims and kind of get value that way. Although it's not an incredibly reliable strategy. We could have sold the mouse and something, or sorry, the chicken and something here to get the second one, but I think I do lock here and just pick it up next turn. Like selling chicken and maybe the Minotaur would have been fine, I think. Maybe even the what do you call it here? Unicorn. Maybe the Unicorn would have been a fine sell. That way we keep the power on the Mims. But the opponent. So we do get our tokens get a decent amount of value. We get to fill in front of there with the Peep and take out their front row, which includes a Nutcracker already. Yeah, we do get the win there, so that's good. Yeah, we pick up the pair. And then we find a triple in Mad Mim here. So I do take Sting here, but I think it's possible that I should have just taken the Sarcophagus. On coverage, I was listening to it later on, and they were saying that they think Sarcophagus would have been the better pick here. But I like Sting because you can the summons can keep filling out this Sting slot. Although again, it's not super reliable because like the hits often just don't go the way you want them to. So yeah, maybe I think the Sarcophagus is probably the safer pick there. And maybe I should have just went for that. Like with this board, I'm really hoping for very specific attack order. And we do get that specific attack order here. Also, during the cut, I switched the peep with the unicorn there. And, yeah, we end up with a full board and dealing full damage to that opponent. So like that's ideally that's how we want this board to play out. But okay, a vulture seems like a pretty easy pickup here, and the Lady of the Lake is not too bad, especially when we have summons coming in front of it. We can possibly get some value out of the extra toughness, although power is a lot better with tokens, of course. I made a mistake by not just casting the shrink spell first. I should have just cast the shrink spell, especially since I'm going to pick up this unicorn as well. Because like tripling twos is important on Horde Dragon. Like getting those level 3 treasures is very, very good. Like obviously we want like a treasure map, but there's some instances where you can just get Hat Ball off of twos and basically win the lobby that way. Just trying to figure out the best positioning here. I kind of like playing the unicorn. That's why I have it in right now, just because it saves us from falling stars. Like a falling stars would just decimate our front row. I mean, earthquakes would decimate us anyways, and I think earthquake's more likely, so I'm just gonna play the donkey. And these hits aren't too bad. We don't get a ton of value out of our last peep, but it's enough. It's enough to win this combat anyways. Apocalypse is taken down to 8 already. And pick up another mouse. It's another pair of twos as well. And it's really good with our vultures, so I think it's a pretty solid pickup. Now, basically, our whole strategy here relies on these summons doing what I want them to, so it's a little bit awkward here. I think maybe I should have just played the Mim over the Lady of the Lake here, just so the tokens have a better chance of trading and getting value. Our opponent already has an Oni Tyrant, so that's exciting for them. Those are some pretty bad attacks for us. We lose basically all the value on that peep. This peep gets full token value, but having it the last token fill into the slot without support is a little unfortunate. And yeah, but the stats from this Oni Tyrant are just too much. We don't take like a ton of damage, but we triple up this peep and get a 4. I really want Summoning Portal here. Summoning Portal might actually help me out a lot, or might help this comp out a lot, but unfortunately we get Moonsong Horn as our best option here. If we had another Royal, I might take Sky Castle just because I mean, getting easy treasures with Horde Dragon, of course, is great, but also putting +1/+1 on our supports is not the worst thing ever. Yeah, we're gonna take the pair of Lady of the Lakes. And we're gonna cast a Lightning Bolt for 1. Good value. Like at this point, like we don't want to be in this comp like super long term. Like obviously we do. I mean, like we haven't found like we haven't found more vultures. We didn't find Hippocampus, so kind of in a bad spot with this comp so far. Like it's just not the ideal pickups necessarily. And yeah, so our opponent has an upgraded Ashwood already and Hat Ball on 4.2 here. And they had a Soul Tack, of course, to block our Lightning Bolt, so this combat is going extremely poorly. And yeah, we take 2 golden characters worth of damage, and they get to steal our Moonsong Horn. We do get the triple on the Lady of the Lake here. So it's between Evil Eye and Dracula's Saber here. Evil Eye does give us a fair amount of stats immediately, But I'm gonna go with the Dracula Saber just because we've got the ranged back row, and if our tokens can just trade and kind of like chain some stats together, then we might be able to win a fight. Although like the Evil Eye, like putting all extra attack on these and toughness on these tokens guaranteed might just be better. I could have taken another peep there, but I feel like I really just want to find something a little better. We're gonna cast another lightning bolt. Hope to get the stat chain going with the lightning bolt. And Wombat's is gonna fit in this first slot pretty well. I mean, it's an animal, as well as getting the extra stats from the supports is gonna be good. And this opponent has a soul attack as well. But fortunately we do dodge the soul attack, but their two Robin Hoods really just destroy our Wombats. Although 1531 Shadow Assassin is not bad. But these hits go like pretty poorly. We keep leaving each of their characters at low toughness and hitting the wrong ones. So we never really get our Dracula Saber stats going. But it still ends up being kind of close. But their last range attack is just too much. All right, so we're at 6 HP. We get another 3, but I mean it's kind of hoping for treasure map. Just to and then we can maybe get this lance treasure, but yeah, so I take the lance because like I need like a 6 treasure to stabilize, I think. Casting the spell is probably wrong. I could have just put the Sporko in slot 5 and then had the sting and the Sporko trigger the quest, and then maybe bought a combat spell as well. So I think maybe buying that spell might have done more harm than good. And then we're gonna take a shoulder fairies here, which is it's not incredibly big, but it's bigger than what we have at the moment. Putting if it gets like some Dracula Saber stats, then it can do all right. Yeah, our setup is not great for this Dracula Saber, minus the Lancelot. And yeah, this opponent also has Hat Ball and has grown their court wizards, and they've got the Arthur and 2 other golden royals. So clearly things are going well for them. And yeah, their range back line is just gonna, and golden front line is just gonna be way too much here. So kind of a disappointing game. I'm not entirely sure what I could have done different. Like there's definitely a couple like small mistakes that I made. Maybe just taking the tokens was too much. Maybe if I'd taken that Cinderella early instead of rolling for the pair of Princess Peeps, maybe the game plays out a little bit differently. But anyways, on to game 2. So we get a roll the dice and get the character with more stats, which is a Polywoggle, and we get the Polywoggle Slay immediately. So starting off the game pretty good. Although we get a pretty disappointing level 3 out of the Polywoggle here. Like 6/6 stats is fine for the doubly. We're gonna win this combat and get the for glory. But also like doubly just doesn't really it doesn't how do I put this? It doesn't like work into anything that we want to be doing. Like we don't want to be buying dwarves on Pied Piper, and like it's possible we could get like a Potion Master cookbook and like put some stats onto it, but there's just, I mean, it's just there's a lot better hits that we could have hit there. But we are winning combats at least early, so that's a positive. And there's a pair of the doublies, but again, I'm not really interested in just buying doublies and hoping that I find stuff that's good with it later. So I'm just gonna cast this kiss on the doubly and hope that we get something. And we get an Arthur, which again, pretty disappointing hit. Like it's got reasonable stats for 3.0, but like we're not really buying royals either. And like I don't like it's not a good idea to like force royals just to make this Arthur good. So like if they fall into my lap kind of thing, then it can be all right, but it just doesn't seem to be happening immediately, at least. I'm really considering taking the baby root, of course, but I'm not sure that that's the greatest. We roll and find a Wizard's Familiar and a Genie's Wish. So get a couple spells, including a Gingerbread Party, which is not too bad. And I'm gonna sell for this pig here. Pig with +2/+2 is not too bad. We've got some stats, like it's not great even for 3.1, but there's a chance that we can win with this pig alive. And we get another sleigh with the Polywoggle. We do lose our pig, unfortunately, but we win the combat. And then we find another TLK. We get a Copycat. Copycat's good. I'm just gonna hit the TLK on the Arthur, and then we get an even worse unit. So some pretty disappointing TLKs here so far. I do feel like I took the baby root because it's gonna give some health to this shoulder fairies, but I feel like I should have just taken the mouse instead. Like Pied Piper, you can triple blind mice more frequently than most heroes. So like it's a good idea to pick them up even speculatively. Trying to figure out how to position these so that they we get maybe a little bit of value out of the Copycat here. And we pick up that mouse. Yeah, basically I'm just hoping to get even a 2/1 out of the Copycat. Out of copycatting the black mouse anyways. We get a little bit of value. They take out our Minotaur, so it's just a 1/1, but you know, it's something. We get to get our pig gold this turn though, so that's nice. And there's another mouse, pair of pigs, and also a friendly spirit that we can put behind this Copycat. I think this is a much better turn than we've been having. I feel like I should be casting the spell this turn. Getting the stats on literally any of these characters is good, except for maybe the baby root. But I do roll, and we find the triple for the Wizard's Familiar, which is fine. We're gonna go Crown of Atlas. It's gonna make our shoulder fairies a lot better because it's going to see the toughness from our Wizard's Familiar instead of our friendly spirit right now, which is going to make it give it a fair amount more stats. The cookbook is obviously like something I wouldn't mind as well, because I mean I've got this familiar, I want to be casting spells anyways, so, and also the friendly spirit, being able to put extra stats on it with targeted spells is great. And I considered playing the pig in the front row. It's got some more stats. It's got like 3 extra toughness than this, or 3 more toughness than this mouse, but Giving my opponents gold is, I think, just not a great idea. And they managed to find the one thing they can slay on our front line, and then take out our pig with a dragon. But we do manage to win the combat. There's another copycat there, which I'm pretty happy to pick up. And putting the Burning Palm on the Friendly Spirit is seems like a good play, since I can potentially double or triple dip on this Friendly Spirit with both the copycats. But also I kind of want this monster book. Like, the monster book behind the copycat is very good while I'm scaling a golden familiar. It's gonna give us a decent sized unit and potential tempo spells. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So I don't really want to get out of my pairs, and I don't want to get out of the Friendly Spirit. I don't really want to get out of the Shoulder Fairies. But I do eventually end up deciding to sell the pig. The pair of pigs, which I think might have been a mistake. It's possible I should have just locked there. Should have just banked the gold. But yeah. So yeah, Lightning Bolt takes out our monster book, which is a little bit awkward. A little unfortunate. We take out their mummy, but it's not quite gonna be enough to survive combat there. That lightning bolt really got us. But there's we take the Genie's Wish and a second Friendly Spirit, and now we get a golden copycat. So that's gonna be good. We're gonna be able to get some extra spells out of this book. I think like at this point the Baby Root stats just aren't that relevant, so I'm gonna play down a character, and then we can get the Friendly Spirit as well as double spells out of this book, and really make use of the copycat here. And getting the extra stats on the Friendly Spirit is very good, as it just gives those stats away and basically allows us to get another instance of those stats gained. We win there with a golden character, so that's good. Nothing here that's too exciting. And we get the mouse triple there. And there's another book in the shop. Pretty easy deck of many things here. We take another book. I'm not a huge fan of this this copycat. I'm not sure why I took it there. Honestly, yeah, I think it's just a little too greedy to be playing multiple copycats. The chances of them actually both getting value are super low. If I hadn't bought them, I could probably buy this Medusa or maybe this Wombats. I really don't mind Wombats, especially with Crown of Atlas, because if we end up like with Good Boy later on and the Crown and copycats, then the Wombats can be very, very good. All right, we do get value out of both our copycats in this fight though, so that's very good. That gives it, I feel like that, I mean, if we can get both attacks off, then we're in a very good shape in a fight, I believe. Fortunately, both our front row characters our Shoulder Fairies was big enough to take the hit from the Siren there. The sarcophagus hits would have made them able to steal our copycat, which was quite large after getting some Friendly Spirit buffs. So there's, yeah, I thought about Lancelot here, but because of the Friendly Spirit buffs, there's a fair chance that we can get one of those onto Lancelot and trigger him for a level 5 treasure, which we definitely wouldn't mind a level 5 treasure Like Ambrosia with the shoulder fairies could potentially lead to an Ambrosia comp with Echo Wood, but I mean, we don't really have anything big enough to really think about that anyways. That specific comp, that is. Ambrosia, we still want Ambrosia. Like if we end up in like Bearstein, then it's very, very good. Or even if we end up casting enough spells where a Storm King is a decent size, then we can put Scion of the Storm. We can put in the Scion of the Storm in an Ambrosia slot. And we're gonna take the Wombats here. It's from the Pied Piper slots, so it's got another extra +1/+1. And if we can get some friendly spirit buffs onto it, then it's gonna be quite good. Our opponent has Magic Sword on a Chupacabra, but with some Time Flies backup apparently. That's a pretty huge earthquake. Honestly, being able to take out one of those Time Flies is a pretty huge swing. It's not trading with one of our characters anyways, so and yeah, then we manage to get the win and take them out before they can assemble like a Burning Tree or Tweedledum or Good Boy with that Magic Sword. So I'm pretty happy to take a 2-cost the end here, gain a little bit of life and then go to 6. And there's another Shoulder Fairy and another Copycat. Again, I don't think I should be taking this Copycat. Like at this point, I haven't been able to triple my Friendly Spirit or my book. Like I feel like I should be pivoting off of it, but I think at the time I was just kind of tunnel visioned, I guess. I think I just like was struggling to figure out what direction to go and what comp I was. But if I hadn't taken that Copycat, I might be able to buy this Ashwood and potentially move in a tree's direction. Not that we have any other support for the trees, but it would at least be a direction. We don't get the golden Copycat value, unfortunately. At this stage in the game, I feel like we really need to focus that Copycat, and that golden Copycat needs to be in 1, and we need something good behind it. Because the unupgraded Copycat, it's just not cutting it anymore. Let me find another TLK there. I don't mind TLKing the Wombat or the Shoulder Fairies here. Shoulder Fairies it's got a fair amount of stats, but it's just not doing anything really. I think Hercules is a good upgrade there. Now we really want to find Good Boy. But unfortunately, it's not showing up. We haven't been able to triple this these monster books or these friendly spirits. I think it might be worth it actually to just get out of these Copycats entirely almost now, and pick up that Oni Tyrant, because if I can put the Familiar and the Hercules in the back with the Oni Tyrant and have a front row of 2 friendly spirits, 2 monster books, and get value out of attacking that way. I feel like that's like a pretty solid front line. Definitely better than what's happening here, where we get 0 value out of our Copycats there. We get a Copycat out of the Wombats though, so that's something, right? We get a little extra book value. It's not enough to help us win the fight, but it helps us minimize some damage. Yeah, I think taking that Oni Tyrant would have been the play there. Like these, we're just not getting enough out of these Copycats, and they're just too fragile in the front to be providing anything. And then that shard on the Hercules would make a lot of sense. with the if we had the Oni Tyrant, because it could turn into a pumpkin or another Oni Tyrant or like a Doom Breath or something else, you know? Because at this point, Hercules is definitely not. It's not going to get there since it got no progress last turn. Like it's too late now that we're in the top 4 here. And also there's a pumpkin here. If we had the Oni Tyrant, then the pumpkin would make a lot of sense. I think I'm taking the pumpkin anyways, just because I need to pivot into scam, because like the comp's just not coming together. Like there's no good boy hasn't shown up, and again I haven't hit these triples. And here I make a pretty big mistake. I miscalculate how much I need to sell to get this evil twin, and I go to evil twin this Hercules, because I figure it's an evil 6, and maybe an evil Hercules can stay on the board long enough to get its quest off, but just in full desperation mode now. Yeah, this opponent has just a much better version of a pumpkin comp. They got Tiger with Sarcophagus and 2 pumpkins already. Fortunately, this familiar is pretty big, and it's absorbing a lot of damage off of those Sarcophagus triggers. And we don't pop the pumpkins, so we don't take too much damage there. Like 10, I mean, at this stage of the 10 damage is like reasonable. Alright, so now we get a Boom Hilda and a Doom Breath, and hopefully this Doom Breath is gonna be able to do something. I believe the Wonder Waddle had what did they have? Something that Doom Breath's good against anyways. I can't see the comp from the playback, but yeah, I think Doom Breath was good, so that's why I picked it up here. I think Doom Breath is generally kind of good against what we've seen from these other opponents as well. It's very good against pumpkins, and it's very good against like court wizards and whatnot. Yeah, just trying to figure out how, like, I need to get lucky to survive here even, so I'm just gonna cut the good lance and hope that this copycat gets some value out of this pumpkin and monster book. Alright, it's a Radiant Prism, so I mean Doom Breath is not big enough to matter here. It does take out the Baba Yaga there. We do get a copycat attack off, so we're gonna get double pumpkin summons plus the double spell, and Rotten Apple on that storm or Sign of the Storm is huge. We still have our pumpkin in reserve here. So we're gonna be able to mop up some of these golden characters and survive. Unfortunately, they take out our Cupid just before it was about to potentially do something. Get a good spell there. And only take one golden character worth of damage, so 9. And then we get the ghost fight. Good opportunity to hopefully finish our pivot into pumpkins here. A second Doom Breath, and as well as a second pumpkin. I think maybe taking the second Doom Breath is a mistake here, though, because I'm gonna have to take the Hercules off of the Boom Hilda buff, which means that it's gonna need more than 2 hits to complete. So I think maybe that should have been a roll instead. Maybe lock a Pigomorph if I can find one or something. That's a pretty good shrivel off of our deck there. Our first pumpkin dies immediately, and our second pumpkin dies to a spell immediately as well, so not off to a good start in this combat. And yeah, the Hercules gets 2 hits off, so it would have completed if it was in front of the Boomhilda. I mean, assuming the hits are the same, if it's in a different position. But anyways, we managed to win that combat even with our pumpkins getting taken out immediately, thanks to the Doom Breath. But yeah, now we need to. There's the good boy we wanted like 6 turns ago. Yeah, now we just need to figure out a way that we could potentially scam them. Maybe a Medusa, maybe a Cupid. Like I feel like maybe Croc is fine there on one of the pumpkins, but I'd rather combine the pumpkins before crocking it. But also, we don't really find anything else. So maybe that's a hindsight thing. I feel like I should almost just abandon this Herc and take that Rotten Apple Tree there. Gives us another avenue of scam, whereas this Herc is just a 22-22. Not all that impressive. We lose our pumpkin immediately again, but we do get an attack off with our Doom Breath, which it hits the side, which is a little awkward. But popping out the Sporko there is actually not too bad. That means we're going to get to attack with the Doom Breath and take out their other pumpkin. Hit the edge again, which is not great, but I mean, it's about as good as we can ask for, getting rid of both pumpkins. Again, this Wizard's Familiar is actually just putting in work just because of his raw stats. And that their apple tree running into the siren and surviving is awkward, since we had 3 trees for them to hit, and they 1-in-4'd there to get the siren. I feel like if attacks had gone a little bit differently, we had a chance in this combat, but that's a 3rd, so it's not too bad. All right, on to game 3. We got a 6th and a 3rd so far. Basically, I need to get an average of 3rd for the rest of the day to day 2. So yeah, we're gonna take Loki. Just hope for a little bit of that Loki high roll in the early game, and we get some with a shrink spell. Lets us buy 3 characters on turn 2 here. There's not many boards that can beat 4 characters on 2.1. So we win that one. Get first forbidden fruit of the game, which I will be counting as we go through this game, because we got a few. Yeah, Black Cat's a fine pickup here. I'm gonna change out the chicken for a baby root just to make us a little stronger. We probably didn't need it. I probably could have just kept the chicken, since we have so many characters plus an egg to kind of clean up whatever they have left. But I think it's fine. It's a fine pickup for this early, I think. Decent bit of stats. This is kind of an awkward shop. We don't have anything with Slay, so the Shadow Assassin's maybe not great. I'm gonna take the Spellweaver because it does get +1/+0 every turn with Loki. The rest of the shop is a little weird. Like, I could sell something and buy the Shadow Assassin, or I could buy the Wizard's Familiar. And like, getting a couple spell characters isn't that bad on Loki. You can't get Crystal Ball or anything, but monster books If you can get monster books on level 4, then they can still be, like, you can still play mages. And there's no other 2 cost. I think it's better than rolling. Can't remember if I pick it up here or not. Yeah, I do, yeah. I think that's the right call. And they've got, I mean, Fallen Angel on 3.0 is pretty tough to beat. Our egg just trades with a Minotaur, a little bit awkward, and they had an Evil Queen in reserve, so they get beat up pretty hard there. And we'll take another Spellweaver. We can combine them. Getting +2/+0 a turn is not bad. Having like a big range character is pretty good here. And then we get a pair of Evil Queens, which fit right onto the board, so definitely going to pick that up and lock the other one. And with that magic research, the familiar is bigger than the Cinderella, so we can get that on the board. And unfortunately, the the Queen of Hearts takes a big hit from the princess there, and we lose the fight to the bigger ranged backline. We do get a Dark Contract, which is going to give us some tempo through the mid game here. I probably should have just taken this Vampire, but I do roll, and I'm going to take the Kitty Cutpurse here. I mean, Vampire is just bigger. I had to sell for something anyways, so yeah, I'm not sure. That was maybe... It probably doesn't matter in the long run, but I think maybe the Vampire pickup was more correct. And our ranged character gets attacked into immediately. Fortunately, the mummy attack, or the mummy trigger, goes on to the bigger Queen of Hearts and doesn't die. Again, their bigger ranged backline is going to win them the fight. And we get our second Forbidden Fruit. That's 4 damage from Loki's spells. Trying to figure out if I want to take this Copycat. Like, I've got this Mummy, but it's probably not, it's not enough for the to justify taking that Copycat. We take another Mummy with the Dark Contract buff is going to be all right. I'll take another Black Cat, and I don't mind picking up Chupacabra here. With the Dark Contract buff, it's probably going to slay, and it's going to scale our range a little bit. This is really awkward. Like, we've got so many pairs here, but we have to sell out of one of them to get this Minotaur, but I do really want the treasure. And although maybe I mean, I also want to play it because it's going to have the Dark Contract buff, right? So, I mean, I sell out of the second Black Cat, which might have been a mistake, but we get the Needle Nose Daggers, which is going to give us strength. Hopefully it's going to help us win some combats. We are pretty low in the lobby, last place at the moment, so we need every bit of strength we can get. Chupacabra slays, so that's good. Mummy takes out a ranged character, also good. And then we get an attack off with our range in the back row before it gets taken out, so we win the combat. There's a Sporko. Pretty happy to take that. We have a little bit too many things that want to attack first. And also we see a pair of Chupacabra in the shop now, so we're gonna triple that for sure. Not that Chupacabra is the most exciting triple, but getting a level 4 treasure is it's not the worst thing ever. There's some good level 7 treasure or level 4 treasures for Loki. Like Deck of Many Things and Fool's Gold are very good. And I believe they've taken Forking Rod out of the pool now, so you have a higher likelihood of seeing that. And that golden donkey is gonna pop out enough stats to take away our daggers. So that didn't last very long, but alright, so it's pretty easy Fool's Gold. Gloves of Thieving is alright as well. And actually, like the horn with the Sporko might have been honestly, the horn might have been better than the Fool's Gold. But I mean, I feel like we're not weak, right? We got the upgraded Chupacabra. We've got a couple decently sized ranged characters. The Evil Queen, or the Queen of Hearts, are fine in the back row. All right, there's another Sporko, and I really don't want to lock for it, so I think I'm gonna sell for it. Although maybe that's wrong to do here, because I have to get out of a 3-pair, which means I don't really have a shot at like a treasure map. But I mean, the Dark Contract buff on the Sporko makes it seem worth it, so that's what we do. Yeah, I'm gonna change the positioning here a little bit. I don't like it's gonna be better for my front line, but worse for my back line here. So I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. I do get the Slay. They've got a fully upgraded Lancelot now at 4.2. That's going to replace their Skips puzzle rune, so this Curse King is going to be a big problem. And they're gonna beat us and deal a fair amount of damage in combat here. We get some Fool's Gold now. Some extra buying power. We need to find some stats immediately, and with the Sporkos, I think the double Tweedledee is a good buy here. I mean, if we can triple Tweedledee and have it double supported by a Sporko, then I think that's going to be enough stats to stabilize us. We gotta pick up a Rotten Apple Tree, and I think this positioning's a little bit better. We still get to double support the Tweedledees, and we get the higher attack range character to attack first in the back row. Yeah, the Tweedles are a decent size, so they take care of the opponent's front row. And our ranged back row wins the fight. Then we get another Forbidden Fruit. That's 6 damage. We pick up on Medusa because we just need to survive. We need ways to win combats, and Medusa does that. Medusa can give you a fighting chance in literally any combat. So, all right, we'll take a Deck of Many Things, more scam potential, and we got this golden Sporko now. And yeah, we definitely want to be playing the second Tweedledee here with the plus 10 attack bonus. So I think the Apple Tree is coming out, and then we're just gonna play the Chupacabra in 4, just as like basically a big character that can trade with things that attack into it. I don't know. This makes more sense. Sorry. Having the Tweedles on the end supported is gonna be good, and the Lightning Dragon hitting our Spellweaver is probably best we could ask for. I mean, Medusa is super important, and keeping the support on these Tweedledees is also very important. We had managed to handle that combat pretty easily. And there we got the triple on the Tweedledee. And I think it's a pretty easy Drax Saber here. Over the dark contract has run its course. Like staff would be good if like of course if we're gonna be able to, if we were confident we were definitely gonna win the next fight and be able to find some sixes. But I think we need to keep focusing on stats. We're behind and we need to play like it. I was gonna take the monster book just as kind of like a filler, but I can put this apple tree back in and it's gonna be a better filler than that. And then we get a 3 triple. No treasure maps, so basically nothing we want here. I might take a sarcophagus there if I see one over the fool's gold, just to again to keep to add some strength to the board, and then we're just gonna take the tiny and bank a gold for level 6. Opponent has a pumpkin already, and they get the Medusa attack first. Fortunately, it's on the worst one, but they do steal our Tweedledee, which is awkward. Unfortunately, our tree survives that attack, and they attack into the tree with their stolen Tweedledum. And then we get a good Spellweaver attack there. And because of the sarcophagus hit there, the Medusa does not allow my ranged character to kill my other ranged character. And we manage a tie, which we desperately needed. And then we get another Forbidden Fruit. That's 8 damage. I mean, at 7 life, we weren't allowed to lose any fights anyways, but four Forbidden Fruits in a game is something. And I'm going to take the triple for the Medusa. Trying to remember why, but because like honestly I mean like maybe Horn would be good over the Fool's Gold. Put the Sporko buff on everything, and then if we find Pumpkin, it's very good with that. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure that was correct. We don't really find much, so we're just gonna take the Siren and hope that it can give us some value. It's behind. There's a potential that the Chupacabra could slay, and we could get some attack onto it. But, I mean, it dies immediately to the Lightning Dragon. Fortunately, their Jormungand attacks directly into our apple tree. And then we managed to clean up their weak sleigh back row and take the player out, locking us into top 3, and the ghost fight. Well, I think one thing that I've learned from tournament games is if a plan doesn't come together, just pivot into scam, and you can generally survive. And try and get a decent placement. I think like and I mean that sounds a little like I guess more jokey than I meant it, but like I feel like that's like a legitimate thing. Like you want to be open to scam if your plan doesn't work out, because if you tunnel vision, you're gonna doom roll, you're gonna just keep looking for pieces that don't show up, and you're gonna drop out lower. So I feel like having an out into scam is really important in these like high level competitive lobbies. We get a Chupacabra Slay, which puts some attack on our Southern Siren, so that's nice. Again, Cupid gets the kill, which means we get our Southern Siren to survive, and we steal their Siren and double it. And then the stolen Siren steals their Spellweaver, which they attack into. Then their other stolen Siren steals their Cupid, and then we steal their Weaver and double it. So Southern Siren, real MVP of that combat. We almost lost to the Ghost there. But unfortunately, nobody else died. Wonder Waddle took the Cursed King down. So at this point, we really need a pumpkin. There's no way that I can take an Ashwood. It's just too late. Yeah, we'll take another Medusa. Just another avenue to scam. And we're gonna put the Spellweaver to replace the Chupacabra there, which is not ideal, but it's pretty much the only option we have. And I'm not gonna lock for a Doom Breath. Oh, it's worth noting that we stole a Doom Breath and then Loki immediately made it good, so it wouldn't fit with our potential pumpkin comp, but you know. And unfortunately, we needed that burning tree to attack into our rotten apple tree, but unfortunately, we can't scam them. They have bigger characters and some scam that scam us. Anyways, another third isn't too bad. Like I said, we need to average third. Just bang my hand on the table. No big deal. Yeah, so 2/3 and a 1/6. Not an excellent start, but it's not bad. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I hope this was educational. It's educational for me, just kind of seeing where I mess up. Yeah. So I'll be doing games 4 through 7 tomorrow. Yeah, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Please and thank you. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it. Make sure to leave a comment. I'm still running the giveaway for the Super Pan bundle, so the details of that will be in the pinned comment. Yeah, if you competed in the tournament, let me know how your games went. Yeah, and let me know what if you saw any lines that I should have taken. This is definitely meant to be a discussion and not just here's my game. Anyways, all right, I'll see you tomorrow.